Hey, welcome to this fourth video. We did some 3 interesting ones about autofill, column adjustment, and merging options. Go check them out. Now we're at formats. Formats in Excel, most people understand them as how the cell looks, right? So the cell has an appearance. It might be a background color. It might be a color for the text. It might be a different text, right? A different font. But so there's tons of options for cell formats. I'm guessing you know some of them, but let's go see what tips and tricks I can give you to make your cells look better and to save you a lot of time. So here I am in Excel. Remember, you can download this file on my website, JAMESWDH.com/finance. On it, you'll be able to download this and you'll be able to try it with me. As you see here, I've got my hot cell, right? My hot cell is made of a sort of orange and white. So I want to make these the same, but if I try to do it manually, I might not be able to find the same orange, and I might not be able to find the same font, and I might try to work for it, but it might be difficult, and I don't achieve the exact same thing. But look at this here. I'm going to pick the hot cell, and I'm going to press this format painter. This is what copies the format. So I click this, and then I paint it. Check it out. They all become like my hot cell. So anytime you've got a format and you want to put it somewhere else, you can just use the format painter for it. You can also use it the inverse way. You can click a blank cell, use the format painter, and then paint it on the other cells, and you'll notice they'll all become blank. So you can use it as a blank remover, or you can also just use it to input the format. I'm going to hit Control Z to bring back all the colors. Another format option, which is pretty important, is conditional formats. Conditional formats are your ability to make a lot of formats one at a time without having to do it all of them one at a time. Meaning, I'm going to go click on that one and put the color. It's going to do all of them. So let's get an example. Here I've got a bunch of sales, right? The different sales values. I'd like to highlight the ones which are over 200 in a certain color, right? So I could go ahead and select them and myself manually put a color to it. But the problem is, if the values change or if there's new values added, I'm going to have to every time add that color manually. Unacceptable. So what I do is I select my formats. I go under conditional formats right over here, you see on top, and I go and highlight cell rules. There's a button called greater than, and this button really helps me out because I can say that I want the cells which are greater than 200. I type it right here, and I say that I want them to be with a custom format, and I can say the format is a fill, which is green. And what this will do is it will put a green fill to all the cells which are over 200. And you see here, look, they're in green. What happens if this one goes to not 58 but 258? It should become green. And it does. And this one, let's say I made a mistake. It wasn't 287, it was 187. And look, it goes down. So it's a dynamic format, and it works all the time. I never have to redo it. And this makes it much easier for me to have standardized colors in my file because they're based on a concept, not based on me entering them manually. Dates are also very important in Excel because a lot of people think dates are text entries. But if you look at the dates, they're to the right of my cell. Here you can see the text, which is to the left, and the numbers, which is to the right. In Excel, numbers are to the right of a cell, and cells are to the left of a cell. Numbers are to the left of a cell. What did I say? I think I got it confused. Let's do it again. Text is to the left of a cell, and numbers are to the right of the cell. So if you look at these dates here, they are to the right of the cell. So this means that they're numbers. How can a date be a number? Well, you see here, if I select my dates and I go here and I choose number, it will put my dates as a number. And this number might look weird for you. And you might maybe think it's a mathematical weird equation or something, but it's actually pretty simple. Day 1 is January 1st, 1900. Day 2 is January 2nd, 1900. Day 3 is January 3rd, 1900, etc., until today. And we're in the 40,000s, right? So if you are 40,000 days after January 1st, 1900, you reach around this time of, 2017, 2016, 2015. So these are in the 40,000s. So if you see a bunch of dates in the 40,000s, you can expect it to be a bunch of dates. And if they are and you want to transform them back to dates, you just have to click on the little drop-down menu here and change it back to a date. And it's very easy. But this happens a lot when you end up clearing the formats, because you know that dates are formats. You see I hit clear formats, and wow, look at that. It became just numbers. So I have to bring it back to a short date. And it works. Wonderful. Final point on formats here is the theme colors. Some of you might not know that themes are very possible, but here I go under page layout and I use colors, and you'll notice that it changes the whole theme colors. You see my whole document is changing. You can see tons of things changing as I hover over new options. This makes it for me much easier to make cool looking designs without having to play too much with the colors and spend hours of color editing. I just put the theme colors and it will let me change everything quickly. As you see here, I pick another color scheme. The design of it has changed. It looks really good. You can access theme colors very easily, by the way. Anytime you choose a color, the first options are your theme colors, and then they offer you the standard colors. So you're encouraged to use theme colors inside of Office, and I, as an expert, encourage you to do so too.